New details. We're learning about a shooting at an elementary school in Newport News, Virginia. Police say a 6-year-old boy, a first grader, somehow got a hold of a gun and opened fire at his teacher, critically wounding her. ABC's senior investigative reporter Aaron Katersky is here. Aaron, good morning to you. Police say this was not an accidental shooting.
They didn't explain what it was, but they did say, Janae, it is not an accident. And in a country inured to gun violence, what happened at that elementary school in Newport News, Virginia, is truly stunning.
Teacher shot.
This morning, a 6-year-old boy is in custody and a teacher is in critical condition after a shooting at Rich Neck Elementary School.
I'm in shock, and I'm disheartened.
Female victim, she's been shot in the abdomen as well as a through and through into the hand.
Police said the 6-year-old brought a handgun to a first-grade classroom and deliberately shot the teacher.
This was not an accidental shooting.
The school locked down. Officers swarmed in, trying to calm terrified students and bewildered parents.
Instantly, my heart dropped because I'm thinking of the age of these children and what they possibly were going through at that time.
The president of the American Federation of Teachers describing the event as a horrific tragedy, adding that guns shouldn't be in our classrooms, our campuses, or anywhere near our schools. Police did not say how someone so young had access to a gun, but the school superintendent said it represented a breakdown in values.
We need to keep the guns out of the hands of our young people.
There's no school at Rich Neck Elementary on Monday while authorities figure out both how to prevent this and the...
I think, first of all, America is such an insane country where, you hear the news media say things like, authorities are trying to figure out how to prevent a 6-year-old from having guns and shooting their teachers. The moment that sentence leaves someone's mouth, you have to understand, this is a problem. This is a crisis, right? How do we get these toddlers to stop shooting teachers is an insane fucking statement to ever ponder, to ever consider, to ever think about. And that there's not really much you can do about it either. Unless our goal is to, of course, arm all the 6th graders, because honestly, the only thing to stop a bad kid with a gun is, I hate to say it, a good kid with a gun, okay? There's no other way to stop bad 6-year-olds with a gun from shooting teachers unless we arm the good 6-year-olds with guns as well, and therefore allowing them to successfully apprehend. Fortnite Battle Bus style.
The future and whether the student was known to be a troubled child. The most critical question, though, Whit, how the gun wound up in the hands of a little boy. Whit.
That is the question. Such an upsetting story. All right, Aaron, thank you.
Abby Zwerner, 6-year-old who shot his teacher, used mother's gun. 25-year-old Abigail Abby Zwerner. Police said the child intentionally shot his teacher, identified as 25-year-old Abigail Abby Zwerner during class. Mrs. Zwerner remains in stable condition. Police in Newport News, a city of 180,000 people northwest of Virginia Beach, said they spoke with the teacher earlier on Monday. She's a trooper. She's a hero. Now, only problem was that she wasn't armed to the teeth, brother. That was a big mistake. She needed to have a weapon of her own. Chief Drew said the child fired one round at his teacher. He added that the shooting was not accidental. It was intentional. She was struck through her hand and into her upper chest. She made sure her students were safely outside the classroom before making her way to the school's administration office to call for help. Holy that's crazy. They found a 9mm Taurus pistol in the classroom near the student's desk, along with his backpack, a cell phone, and one spent shell casing. Chief Drew said the police determined through an interview the child's mother that the gun was bought legally and stored in the child's home. The child, who has not been identified, was taken into custody and is undergoing evaluation in a hospital. Dude, how the fuck do you get a 6-year-old to do this? I mean, yeah, I know. Here, I know. Kindergartens, we know. This is one of my favorite. This was a very good TV show. Officials said that while the school, which was about 550 people, had metal detectors, pupils were checked at a random and not every child was inspected. We were doing maths. An announcer came on. She was like, lockdown. I repeat, lockdown. I was scared. One parent, Steve Gonzalez, whose child was present in the classroom at the time, said Mrs. Werner's actions were selfless. I mean, that's fucking bananas, dude.
The altercation was between a 6-year-old, the student, who did have the firearm, and the teacher, and then a round was fired. This is a hard situation. It's a hard situation for families. It's a hard situation for our most valuable residents here, as our young people, right? That's our future.
I'm sounding like a broken record today because I continue to reiterate that we need to keep the guns out of the hands of our young people. This is evidence today that these are the things that happen when we have access to weapons.
How do you even like cover the story? You know what I mean? They can't even like say anything serious about it because like you can't use the normal terminology that you use. Like the suspect is a 6-year-old, you know, the altercation ultimately between a 6-year-old, you know, like that will not change no matter what you say.